I understand socially. But fuck all that. Like, yo, I live here, so if I say no, and it's not a unanimous yes, it's raps.
Yeah.
It's raps, and I think that goes if you're living in a house with people, and one person says no, that also helps pay the bills and do things.
What about this then? Welcome back to Air It Out. Today we're talking about roommate issues and the dog. This is something that I've had to deal with sometimes as an RA when I was in college.
RA life.
Always having to deal with some type of roommate drama, some type of issues that they can't
I'm
get
glad
handled.
I didn't have a lot of that.
You didn't have much in yours?
Nah. I'm glad too.
I think the people either moved out of mine or they just straightened it out.
But also, I was the RA that was like, just don't do shit that then I have to do my job. You know what I'm saying? It's like don't do something where I have to do my
$90 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, bro. Like don't come on, bro.
And a free room, but not free board at our school,
bro. Like
if you know where we're from and you know the school we went to, don't be an RA. It's not necessary. Just move off campus. It would be cheaper.
That is fair. Yeah. That's fair, but I mean, some people,
if you want the experience,
they don't have the ability to do that. Maybe.
What do you mean? If you have the money to pay for the school, you have the money to use that same money to just go to.
I'm thinking usually people want roommates and to.
You will definitely need a roommate while you're living on campus, because
that's what I'm saying. And
so you'll still.
What if they don't have? They can't find people.
Fine, make some friends. If not, make some friends. Like the whole point you're in college.
That's true.
Go to some clubs.
Socialize.
Make a club if it's not already there. And you'll find some other people who are interested in the same thing you are. I, a 28-year-old female, live with 3 male roommates in their early and mid-30s. I own a 4-year-old, 120-pound Presa Canario Mastiff that they help out with as needed. They let him out when I'm at work and feed him when I'm out of town. I feed him every morning and every evening on a very strict schedule. But like any dog, he is always begging for table food. Lately, over the past few months, I've been noticing that I had to buy his food more often than normal. So I realized they have been feeding him when I'm not in the house. I confronted them. They said I don't feed him enough and that he acts crazy around food, so they have to feed him more to appease him. I've never seen him do more than typically beg while I eat, but I would not doubt that he had been expecting more food now that they've been giving him extra food every day. So I hid his food, and now they are not only going through my things to try and find the food I hid, but they're giving him table food, jerk chicken. Wait, we're talking. These Jamaicans we're talking about.
That's good food.
Vinaigrette salad, literally whatever they were eating. Instead, I have scolded them, telling them these foods are not okay to give to dogs, and they act like I'm overreacting. They're saying they will keep doing this unless I leave out his regular food, but it is high quality and not cheap, and I do not want to bend on the issue. I told him if they want to feed him extra food, they can buy him extra food, because I refuse to pay for him to be overfed each day. Now I'm feeling anxious, not knowing what they are giving him while I'm at work, and I won't be able to move out for at least another year. Should I not have hid his food from them? According to his vet, he has been perfect weight for the last 3 years because he lived in Georgia with my brother. It seems like he has been gaining weight over these last few months, but it's difficult to tell, and I will know for sure once I bring him to the vet for his yearly checkup next month. When I say he begs, I mean he sits in the living room drooling and staring while he eats, and sometimes tries to inch his way into the kitchen when we aren't paying attention. It's annoying, but he is in no way food aggressive at all, even with my roommates. I can take food right out of his mouth and use the drop it command with no problems. So, for me, the first thing that I see is don't have a pet with a house with other people. It's just an extra thing that is unaccounted for, and you want to have a responsibility over it. It's like having a child, but they're always at the stage of 3 years old.
Yeah.
And you're not always able to be at the house, and you can't expect the other people in the house to have to take on your burden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just an annoying thing.
I wouldn't call it a burden or responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility and burden, same thing. You still don't let other people take on your responsibilities, or you don't expect them to. If they choose to, that's good. Yeah. Or it's good for them. But don't expect people to take on your responsibility, and you should try not to let other people have to take on your responsibilities. But in this scenario, they have all this food, and they like the dog apparently, and they're feeding it, and she's buying this expensive food, and she doesn't want to have to pay for it. And she's wondering if she's an asshole for telling them to make them go pay for the dog's food.
Since they were saying that when the dog's not there, he acts different apparently. Yeah. Which I would say is definitely a possibility
because now the owner won't pay them, or won't feed the dog at that time or that amount, so he acts different and pleases other people.
And also, like the dog knows that like. My owner's not around, so I'm not gonna get disciplined. So I can do certain things differently. Yeah. And they started giving into it, so now the dog's just gonna keep doing that.
My thing is just don't have large dogs. A 120-pound dog is crazy. I don't know if it's the fact that she has like a big dog because she for some level of protection or something because she's living out somewhere. But she also lives with 3 guys,
we don't know why or when she got the dog. Why or when she got the dog.
But we know at some point it lived with her brother in Georgia. Yeah. So my thing is I don't think you should bring a dog into an apartment with 4 people.
This video is sponsored by the Outcast Seal.
Feeling like a seed in the ground, nigga, all I wanna do is grow. But that shit going too slow. Niggas be doing the most. Can wait till I make it and glow. Now let me just switch up the flow, switch up the pace.
For those who recognize anime subtleties, you'll find a new appreciation for this piece. On top of that, each person will have a one-of-one staple piece added to their fit. Outcast Seal, out now. No reason to wait, go get yours now.
3 other people.
Yeah, that are strangers, that not people that you
know. Even if they're your friends, I don't think you should bring a dog into that spot. Like it adds this.
It adds another form of responsibility.
Increases the level of just mess in the house that everyone has to clean up after. Yep. It adds an extra. It has to
be a collective.
Yeah, it adds another responsibility onto
because
the house.
It's not your dog; it's the house dog.
Exactly at that point. Yeah, and so that's probably why they feel like they can feed it because they have to take it out. They have to walk when she's not there.
Because they're also responsible for it. Because I said it doesn't become. It's not your dog. It's the house dog.
Exactly. So in that sense, I think you are. I don't want to say you're an asshole, but you are the one in the wrong for trying to. I think you're in the wrong for trying to control what the dog has to do. I know you're the owner. But you can't necessarily control how everyone else affects the dog when they also basically partially own it as well.
You know yeah. And really,
they have to take it out. They got to do all the stuff for it.
If she wants to fix what's happening, she needs to build a relationship with the other people in the house in order to also learn skills on how to train the dog and the dog responds in a certain way. Because again, it's not your dog; it's the house dog.
When you bring it into the house,
so the house. And everybody that's in the house also have to have some form of responsibility for this dog.
Which is why it's just easier to not bring animals into houses with other people. If you have a cat or something that's low maintenance, probably not that big of a deal.
Yo, but my cat acts up the moment I leave the house. The moment I leave the house acts different when my girlfriend's there.
Why?
Because I'm the one who disciplines him.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
So she told me today, I left the house, started jumping on the AC, getting on the curtains. But if I was there, I'd be telling her all the time, be like, you can't let him do that.
You have to be the leader of the pack. These are pack animals. Lions, they live in prides, which are a type of cat. Cats have a social structure. Dogs especially have packs, and they have a structure where there's a dominance hierarchy. If you are going to be the owner, you have to at least be over the animal. You can't
because then
the animal. Otherwise, the animal is I am the one that's in control here.
Yeah,
and so
that's a problem.
Yeah. I thought this was a fun little story though.
Yeah, house dog, not your dog. At that point.
Yeah, I'd be so annoyed if someone brought a dog. Bro, I'm not trying to take care of your dog. You're gonna be asking me effort. oh, can you take it out for a walk while I'm not there? Can we do this? Because, and it's like, now I have to do this, but still you want me to abide by your rules, which probably I might not fully agree on.
Yeah.
And so
it's you're basically co-parenting.
Exactly. But it's partially non-consensual co-parenting. Because
if it's a roommate that just comes into the situation,
they just
then at that point it's like you also have to accept my dog. But I think it's more organic maybe if you're like, yo, I'm thinking about getting a dog, and then they're like, oh, that would be cool. But then you kind of have a conversation about, like, would you be willing to do X, Y, and Z?
And then you can't be the asshole for being like, no, I don't want you to get a dog. But I know what comes in with having a dog. I know what's involved, and people don't think about that. They're just like, oh,
I don't think that you're an asshole for that, right? I think you have all rights. I think you have all rights to say no because you're the person that also lives in the house, so you have a say.
Yeah.
And it's not like if somebody says
no, socially,
then it's a wrap.
See it like.
I understand socially. But fuck all that. Like, yo, I live here, so if I say no, and it's not a unanimous yes, it's raps.
Yeah.
It's raps, and I think that goes if you're living in a house with people, and one person says no, that also helps pay the bills and do things.
What about this then?
Okay.
This is another thing about roommates.
Yeah.
If you had say you had 3 roommates, and they're saying, according to you just now, you said, if it's not unanimous, then it shouldn't be done.
It shouldn't happen.
So, what if it's not unanimous to bring like significant other over?
Then I gotta go somewhere else. They said no. They have a problem with it.
But it's not unanimous. I'm saying like one person had a problem with your girlfriend coming over.
But they said no. So then I need to go talk to them to either convince them so that it's okay to come over. Mm-hmm. If I can't do that, then I have to go over there every time.
I see a little different, but that makes sense. That makes sense. But my thing,
it's their space as well.
Yeah, there's no go in your space. It's in my area.
I could understand that. I could make that debate, right? I can make that debate. Like, yo, like they're all out. All right. So, what do you have a problem with them when they're here? Is it because they're in their open areas?
She's just prettier than me. Like, I just don't want.
If that shit, then especially at that point, I'm not even gonna try to continue because obviously they're just thinking on not like trying to have any common ground, not really logical level. And at that point, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go over there every time. That's no problem. No problem. All right, done. Done.
What if it was this case like your girlfriend lived at school, and you couldn't go over because it meant be the same situation. You just be involved with her roommates, or they don't let people on campus. Say it's a women's school or something. They don't let
people on campus, and then my roommates also don't want.
Yeah. So you
can have it. I'm gonna be fighting to either have her come over
or to be
or might have to sneak on the campus.
Yeah, I've snuck on campus before.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. And then you might have to, but if we're talking about a stage in your life where you're a grown man paying for your own bills, you have a job, you might have to bite the bullet about going to a hotel every so often.
Go to a motel. Going to a motel to pipe down in a relationship when you have a house, that's just so annoying to me. I'd be like, I don't want to be in this wolf throw pillow.
But at the same time, I would say that if I'm living with somebody that has a problem with my significant other coming over and they're not speaking on a logical level, then I'm just gonna move out of that place because then I would say also if that type of person that you're right, but I would be looking to because if they're also not speaking on a logical level and we can have a genuine conversation, then there's probably other things that happen in that house
that you don't
that we don't want to that we butt heads on.
Yeah, I can see
so that. You're already trying to move out probably.
Yeah,
and that's not the only issue. That would be my thing.
All right. Let us know what you think about all these roommate issues. Tell us about your roommate issues, maybe when you moved out of your parents' house or if you went to college. And make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be back at you with some more content.
Appreciate you.